So we did mention a lot of lift augmentation devices, especially for critical wings, but sometimes we need to have something that spoils lift creation on these wings. So it's very typical for your transport category aircraft to have something known as a spoiler that will destroy a significant amount of lift, and that is used for a variety of reasons. Two critters that you need to know about there. In flight, there are flight spoilers, and on the ground there are ground spoilers. When we're talking about a flight spoiler, we're talking about a device that will temporarily remove a little bit of lift on one wing, helping to induce a roll. You might understand that a high-speed jet, the ailerons don't work very well for roll control. Talk about your heavy, especially your heavy jets. So spoiler on one wing will help one wing drop down a little bit, aiding the ailerons in roll control. In flight, deploying both sets of spoilers on the wings, left wing, right wing, will help with constant speed descents. So it's very nice, especially in your turbine power plants, to keep the engine spooled up, but still be able to descend. Much like that turbocharger we talked about, or we will talk about, that takes a moment to spool up. Turbine engines take a moment to spool up as well. So if you needed to have more power on them, you got to plan ahead on that turbine engine. So a flight spoiler keeps the engine spooled up while the airplane is allowed to descend. The other flavor, the other critter there is called a ground spoiler, and it simply deploys when the main wheels touch down. And it's trying to dump as much lift off the wing as possible to keep the airplane on the ground. Well, let's take a peek at a couple of videos of it. First video here is going to be a ground spoiler. And you're going to be looking for the surface of the wing. Just ahead of the flaps here is where you'll see it. That's happening on both wings. When the main wheels, the struts contracted, spoilers deployed. Normally it's set to an automatic deployment, and we're just dumping as much lift as we can off of the wing there. It helps keep the jet on the ground. The other type here is the flight spoiler, and this one is going to be shown for rolling the aircraft here. Coming up a small amount, only on one wing, and it's helping to induce a roll. So just looking at it from the perspective there, this aircraft needs a little bit more roll control, and the spoilers are helping it. So when you read questions on the upcoming exam Echo, and on the FAA knowledge exam, you got to make sure you read the question. Am I dealing with a flight spoiler or a ground spoiler?